I want you to be confident in your look. And I think what Cynthia has done for us in these videos is show us, in her pictures, show us the transformation that you can make. Like, you don't have to have all the answers for style,
No.
but you need to feel good in what you're wearing. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you know, we are in our series, Your Style Story, and today I have a very special guest with me, Miss Cynthia Thompson. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. Now, guys, Cynthia and I are members of the Allen Fairview Chamber together. We've known each other for several years, and I know her to be a very upbeat, happy, sunshiny personality, and the way she carries herself and puts herself together says the exact same thing. So she had to be someone that I had on the show because I want her to talk to you about something that we really haven't talked about here on the channel. And that is, not only does having a style story allow you to sort of share who you are with other people, but it's also a way for you to encourage yourself to build your own confidence. And Cynthia has an amazing story to tell. We're going to get into it today, but suffice it to say, this episode of Your Style Story is one that you are going to be so glad you watched. Let's get into it. All right, Cynthia, we're gonna show everybody your outfit today, but you came in looking so adorable in your outfit. This pink is just so flattering on you. And guys, you'll see she even has pearls on her feet.
Yes.
Okay, so this is just the best outfit. Tell us a little bit about your look today.
So I like to call it the 60s sassy with pearls.
Oh,
how about that?
Come on, 60s sassy with pearls. I love it.
Got the hair, got some gigantic pearls, got these little babies, and some shoes. Pearls on my shoes.
I love it. I love it. And pearls are so sophisticated, right? And she's found a way to make them playful as well, not so stuffy. To my right is a picture of Audrey Hepburn.
Oh yes.
And she was the pearl queen. So you know, it's really on trend for you to be here today with pearls. Awesome. Now, in addition to being a health and wellness coach, we're going to go through your bio here just a second. So in addition to being a health and wellness coach, you also have a ministry, Shine and Fly.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that. But then you started Dazzle Events by Cyn.
I did.
And guys, she does an amazing job. Not only is she able to make herself look fabulous, but she can also make your event look fabulous. And she has done that for me a couple of times, I think. You've done that. And she does such a great job. But tell us about yourself and how you sort of, well, you know what, I gotta take a pause because really I want you to talk about this. It's not even on the questions, but I just did a video about your passion, taking a journey towards purpose. And I believe just in saying your bio, that you're the perfect example of that. You started off health and wellness.
Right.
You had a passion for like looking good, helping yourself be healthy. Yes. And then you went into this ministry because you came across people who needed more than just the health and wellness. They needed some mental health, some spiritual guidance. And then you were like, okay, in addition to that, now that I got them happy again, they need to celebrate.
Yes,
so let me have that. Tell us about that journey, because that is really a true example of your passion taking a journey. And I'm sure you feel like with these three entities that you kind of found your purpose.
Yes, actually, back when I started, right before I got into health and wellness, I didn't know my purpose. I was a stay-at-home mom, which is great. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything about that. And I was a housewife. That was my identity. And I thought that was my purpose. I had not worked out in you know, out of the home for many years, but I was very involved in the PTAs, all the extracurricular things and things like that. So my purpose was, to me, my kids. Well, as I got started in health and wellness, I was put on stage at an event and they asked me what my purpose was. And I literally broke down crying because I didn't know. They and I said, my kids, and they looked and said, no, you can't say your kids. You have to know we want to help you find your purpose. So I honestly, just like on the spot, I said, my purpose is me. And I don't mean that
in an
arrogant way, but I needed to find out at that moment. God was in my heart and he said, we need to find you.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you find you. and you're going to get closer to me that way. I think
that.
that is what started that, because this is the thing that I tell women, if you can't love yourself,
Exactly.
how are you going to love our Father in heaven and love other people? Now, I love people. I always have, and I thought that I was on track, and I'm doing this, but I never knew what loving me could actually do to help me grow.
Yeah. I think that is such a good lesson. And it wasn't a part of the questions that we had, but when she said that, it was like, it even clicked for me that this is a really good example of, and I'm sure along the way there were naysayers and people who were like, well, when are you going to figure out what you want to do? And how do you, but it was like, your purpose has always been the same.
Exactly.
And through all of these different entities, it's the same. You want to help people not only love themselves, but use that to love other people. I mean, that's just a great way. It's a great explanation, a great example of that. But let's get back to the question. I want to hear about Shine and Fly a little bit. Tell me a little bit about that ministry and how you're using that to help women.
So I started it in 2017 when I started my health and wellness business. But it started out small with about 5 women coming to my home, friends, coming to my home and just sharing about their day, because I had a lot of work friends. I had a lot of single mom friends. And I'm like, I want to know about your day. Let's talk, because I want women to know that they're not alone. It doesn't matter if you work out of the home. It doesn't matter if you're at the home. It doesn't matter if you're single mom or you're married. We all need help. We all have things that we doubt ourselves in, or something that happens in a day. It doesn't matter, but let's share and let's talk about it, and let's learn from each other.
And not feel like we're on an island by ourselves.
Right.
Women, we isolate ourselves.
And like yesterday, we were at a session yesterday, a leadership session, and I feel like a lot of the women in the room were happy to be heard. And I think that is one thing that God put in my heart to start, is that not only do we have a voice, but we need to be heard. We need to have people who will listen to us and not just say, here's what you need to do, but listen and truly feel that. So it kept on for a few years, and just having 5 or 6 women in the house. We'd trade recipes. I would change it up. So we would always have something. In 2021, January of 2021, of course, COVID. So we can't really do anything. So I had a Zoom, my first Zoom ever. I was terrified, but I did it. And I had about 25, 30 women on that Zoom, some out of state. And so the ones out of state, I mailed packages to have them feel like they were welcome. Yeah. And so, but the women around our area, I dropped on Thursday before the event, which was Friday evening. I dropped off a water bottle, part of my Advocare products, which is my tool in my toolbox. And then I gave them some cute little things just to make them happy and say, thank you for joining me. I'm so excited. I can't wait. And then Friday, I did the same thing. I ran around and dropped off charcuterie. I made little charcuterie boxes. If they wanted wine or water or tea, I put that in there. And so it was amazing. We had a lot of tears. And the biggest thing is I supported one of my friends who has a nonprofit, and I bought hearts. And the whole event was centered around your word of the year. And so I put those hearts in the Friday thing. And then I asked each woman to share, if they felt comfortable sharing with the whole group on Zoom, their word and why. So there were a lot of tears. There was a lot of laughter, but we came together as a group of women supporting and loving each other.
That is so good. And I've been to several of those events as well. And she's right. Women want to be heard. I recently did a video on what women want. And I think one of the things that's so important about what you said is that there's a difference between being heard and someone listening to you. Because listening, it's like your words are falling on a rock, right? And they're rolling off. Whereas when you're being heard, it feels like your words are liquid and they're being absorbed in a sponge. And it really does make a difference to you. And she provides a setting through her Shine and Fly program ministry where women their words can be liquefied and absorbed in that sponge. And it does feel really, really good. And so I really wanted her to talk about that, because I think women watching style videos, fashion videos, there's a reason that you are searching and trying to figure out the voice that you're using with your style. And it could possibly be that you want to be heard in a way. You want to be, you don't want to feel like what you're saying is being absorbed. And your style story is one way to be heard.
And let me just add to the Shine and Fly. So this year I did publish a journal.
She did.
I did. It's on Amazon, and that is one of the biggest things. And I'm so grateful for all of the women who has helped me and supported me through this journey. So growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so let's get to some of these questions.
Okay.
Do you think personality could be considered an accessory?
Absolutely. And I don't really know if this goes together, so just bear with me. But I always hid behind dark clothes. I did. I know. Was that shocking?
It is.
I did. And
breaking news.
I know, breaking news. Y'all, I'll bring out pictures for some of y'all later. No, I'm just kidding. So my husband would always tease me and say, can you get out of those dark clothes? Like neutral, like dark browns, blacks, just no color, nothing. I was hiding. I was hiding because I didn't know or love me. I wanted to be out there with my personality, but I was coming across to people as drab. Like maybe, I'm not saying that, like I just told Andrea, black dress is perfect for everything. Don't get me wrong, okay?
My personality is my color.
but you can accessorize it, right? So it comes out. But what I'm saying is I was hiding behind dark colors because I didn't know. I was afraid for people to get to know me. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Okay,
and it does go along with that because your outfit is part of your personality. You felt down. You didn't feel like you could really project who you really were. So you hid behind the shadow of the dark colors. But now your beautiful colors, and you do great with your coloration. That's actually a science, guys, coloration. And you do a great job making sure that your tones, your skin tones are really accentuated with your pinks. And oh my gosh, she does the yellows, and she does a really good job.
This year is the first year I've started wearing pink.
Really? Well, you look great in it.
Thank you.
Leave a comment below. Leave a pink heart below if you think Cynthia looks amazing in pink. All right, let's get to some more of these questions. Okay, so I've spoken about having a style uniform a lot during this series. And by a style uniform, I mean you should be able to like close your eyes and pick a top and a bottom and they match because you've decided on a color palette, a silhouette that you like, or a certain style of clothes that you like. Okay, but I haven't said much about a signature. Okay, now I think this, so let me tell you this story. When I used to do Premier Designs jewelry, one of the things that they would tell us to capture people's attention was, this was back in the day, I'm dating myself, but they would say, write a check, have a check writing ring, because people used to write checks. So when you would go to the store, grocery store, and you're writing a check, you have this big ring
that makes sense,
that people would recognize and be like, oh, wow, your ring is nice. Or they would say, put on a chunky necklace, a statement necklace with your outfit so that people would recognize it. So to me, that's where the idea of a signature came in. And so I would say that my signature is sort of my big ring and then a hoop earring. I always have on a hoop earring. But you have this amazing signature that just really does define you. And I would say it's the butterfly and your sparkle.
I have that on.
So yeah, every time I go into a store and I see a butterfly, I think about you. I was in Florida recently and I saw these beautiful butterfly earrings, and I almost bought them for you. But I was like, she think I'm so weird. I went on this vacation and I bring her back some earrings.
Awesome.
But tell us about that. What do you think about your the signature? Tell us about how you came to that.
So I have a couple signatures. It's the butterfly and it's sparkles.
I have both of them in my notes.
Yes. To me, sparkles can also be pearls. Okay, it goes together. But I think with me, the butterfly came out about 2021-ish, 2020, 2021. I was out on a walk and I was just talking to God, crying, talking to God, asking for guidance and to learn and all the things, and just walking and all the things. And this butterfly started flying around me and just flying and flying and flying. And I'm like, okay. I just smiled and looked up and I said, I got it.
Got it.
I got it. I get it. And honestly, that was to me a symbol from my mother. God sent my mother for a moment to say, I got you.
Nice.
I got you, because she loved butterflies. And that was part of my healing, was healing from the loss of my mom many years ago. So there is the butterfly, and you will never see me without some form of a butterfly on me as jewelry. So it'll always be here. And this is actually a permanent necklace with a butterfly and a cross. So it's there. And as far as the sparkles, once I stopped hiding behind the dark clothes,
then you just bust it out.
I thought, you know what? I craft with glitter. So what can I do to put it on my body? So I started looking, it just would connect to me. Anytime I'd see sparkly jewelry, sparkly shoes, a jacket, anything, glitter, eyeshadow, whatever, I had to have it. And so now,
I love it.
Literally, and also I will add one more thing, because some lady noticed this yesterday, and I do get this a lot. And she walked up and she said, "Hi, Poofy," because
your
hair.
Poof,
Yeah. So
that is a signature.
Yeah. So I kind of have three.
Yeah.
And they don't like. It took me a while with the sparkles, because I was afraid to stand out. I was afraid of what people would think. Well, she's kind of like too old to be wearing that. But you know what? Once I stopped caring, it doesn't matter.
Yes,
it doesn't matter.
That is the beauty of your style story, and the reason I wanted to do this series, because we get so caught up in societal norms. We get caught up in sometimes the way we were raised and the opinions of our family, and we don't allow ourselves to express how we feel or who we really are with our style. Now, I will give the caveat that if you are a business owner, and you like walking around naked, that's probably not the best style for you. That's not your style story. Or, if you're trying to showcase some credibility in some way, you do have to put a little bit more thought into how others will perceive you. But ultimately, the goal here is to really identify, what do you want your visual presence to say? And the first question where I asked her about, is your personality an accessory? I happen to think it is, because that's something that people will recognize you for. And then when you apply your personality to your wardrobe, then that's when all of those beautiful things come about. Like her pink came out, her butterflies came out, her sparkle came out. And that's her personality. To know her is to know a sparkle. Okay, to know her is to know a butterfly. Okay, but it all has significance to her, and I love that. So I want to get into this game. So we're going to get to our game of the episode. So the game is, Cynthia sent me some pictures, and I'm going to go through these pictures with her, and I want her to talk to us about the style story she was speaking in these pictures. And guys, these are some of the cutest pictures I've ever seen in my life. She is just the cutest little thing. She's so petite too. Like, you just have to see, she's a cute little pocket. I just love her to death. Okay, so let's look at this one. This is at Christmas time. Yes. Tell me about this style story. You look like the cutest little elf here.
I go into my family's Christmas dinner, and I am dressed.
You are ready for Christmas.
I'm like, guys, it's stuff that I probably already have in my closet, honestly. Sometimes I buy new, but not always. And so I just wanted to give a statement here. I'm like, I'm here and it's Christmas. Let's celebrate. Sassy, whatever.
You look adorable. What about this? Now this says, I am a school mom and I am here, your PTA president. Tell me what you're saying here. I love this.
That was, y'all aren't going to believe this, because this is perfect for this episode, because I was actually at an event with my health and wellness business, and the girls would call me or text me and say, "What are you wearing?" They're coming in from all over the country. "What are you wearing? Text us what you're wearing." So one night after we finished our team meal, we're walking around together, and they're like, "We have to get a picture of you because your outfit is great." Now, what you can't see in that picture are my bling boots.
Okay, I've seen those.
And so I just give them this sassy thing, like, "What are y'all doing? Like, taking a picture of me." So that's what that was.
I love this. So cute. And this, I think, is really when I think of you, this is sort of a silhouette.
Yeah.
This fun flowy dress, and then some sort of a jacket, and then you've got that crossbody, girl. You wear that everywhere.
I do. I was told not to carry a big purse anymore, so.
And then your jewelry. I love it. Okay, this. Now, guys, we talked about butterflies and we are wearing them on our shirt. I love this look. Tell us about this. What were we saying this day with the poofy sleeves?
This day was my last event back in May for my Shine and Fly Women's Ministry. And it was very, very, very personal, very, I don't even know what to say. It just touched a lot of women's heart. I think we had 30 women in that room that day. And I had 6 panelists, including myself, sharing their stories about trauma. So, of course, I wanted to give every woman in there a moment of looking at this bright person and seeing that, yes, I've shared my story on trauma, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm here. I'm still bright. I'm not letting those traumas define me. And I'm wearing my holy jeans because, you know, why not?
That's cute. I think the butterflies also represent the transformation.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that you really can speak to a true transformation and what that looks like. And if that's the purpose, like at this particular event, I think I was out of town for this event, but just to see the butterfly and to know that, you know, you can start in one spot and transform your life and be a beautiful butterfly.
Yep.
Okay, here we are with this pink. I love this. In this field of, what are these, blue bonnets?
That's actually blue bonnets by my home.
Really?
Yeah, and so my husband and I went out there at Easter, and the reason that my arm is behind my back is because I had kind of hurt my wrist a little bit, and I didn't want that in my cute picture.
Oh.
But the shoes on there, that's what I'm wearing today.
Oh, girl, y'all seen those beautiful pearl shoes. All right, this is another look. I love the drop earrings, the sunshine, the sunny dress. Tell us about what is this saying about us today?
This is me telling my husband to take my picture before we get on an airplane and leave our home to go to Cabo. So
this is my I'm going to Cabo look.
So I'm gonna be full out dressed on an airplane, traveling, going and coming.
Really?
Yep.
Me and my leggings. And this is I'm already at Cabo. I think I've been on this was this at the Hilton?
This is at the Hyatt in Cabo.
Okay, because we had the Hilton, they had the
Serena Del Mar.
Rocks look kind of very similar to where we were. Very
That
pretty.
is me saying I'm still wearing my awesome earrings. I've got my necklaces on, and I've got my cute bathing suit, and I've got my cute hat.
Yeah, this is a statement. You're at the beach. Nobody knows you, but you're still putting it down.
Know me. You know why they know me? Because I'm wearing the earrings, and they're all like, oh my gosh, I just love them. That is so cute. I never thought about wearing earrings out here.
Yeah.
Or
gorgeous.
To the pool.
Oh, this is a beautiful picture. Tell us about this look.
Also in Cabo. I had my husband take that picture in the wind, my hair going crazy, and I love this dress. It's one of my favorite dresses that I own. But I shared it on my women's group, and then I shared it on my personal Facebook group because I do a lot of that. But I want women to understand, take a picture of yourself. Like you asked me for these pictures, and I said I kind of only have like halfway up, and I need to be better, but I have this one. Take pictures of yourself and be confident. That's what I wanted. That's what that picture was about.
Awesome. I love that. Well, there you go. There you have it, guys. I want you to be confident in your look. And I think what Cynthia has done for us in these videos is show us, in her pictures, show us the transformation that you can make. Like, you don't have to have all the answers for style, but you need to feel good in what you're wearing. So picking pieces that really speak to who you want people to know you for, how you want to feel. This episode is, yes, it's about the conversation your style has with other people, but more importantly, it's about the conversation your style has with yourself and the communication that you have with yourself about being confident in how you look, feeling good about the value that you're bringing to the table, and being able to express that with your clothes, I think is really important. All right, let's get back to these questions. So, how do you think having a signature contributes to one's style story or overcoming? You have dealt with anxiety in your time. How did, really coming into getting out of the darkness and wearing colors, establishing the butterfly as something that's going to be a reminder for you, and then being comfortable in the sparkles, how is that contributing to your style story and your ability to overcome anxiety?
So again, I think it goes back to the personality and overcoming anxiety. I'm always going to have anxiety. I mean, I work on it every day, and that's one thing that I work with women. I want them to understand it's not just going to go away. We're going to have it. Like this morning, I told you I'm about to get in the car to come over here, and my gigantic gallon water jug, it just fell and broke. And that just was like, oh man. First thing I'm thinking, well, I need to get a new one, but that's a long story. That's funny. And so then I'm like, oh, I'm going to be late, right? But then I get in the car and I'm like, it's fine. I can get another water bottle. So that's just another signature thing is I always have that jug with me. But
She's got one over here on the floor. I think
overcoming my anxiety was, again, going back to those dark colors. I was afraid to talk to people. I wanted to, but I was afraid to because I was anxious, mainly fearful of what they would think about me. But now, forcing myself to get out there and be bright, wear the earrings, wear the sparkles, wear the butterflies, not only does it force other women, I kind of talked to you about this yesterday, to say, get out of their box and say, oh my gosh, I love those hoops. Where did you get them? They're so cute. Or me, for example, I started just saying that to women. Oh my gosh, Andrea, I really like that necklace. That's really pretty. Where did you get that somewhere? Do you sell jewelry? I mean, just to start a conversation. And that right there started helping me understand, again, I'm dealing with my own anxiety, but I'm also helping other people that might have a problem coming and giving a woman a compliment, because we do need to work harder giving each other compliments.
No, I agree.
We really do. So I think that does help me.
I love that. I love what you said, and I want to unpack it just a bit because I don't want you to miss what she's saying here. So she initially was wearing dark colors, neutral colors, because she was hiding. She was afraid, fearful to talk to other people. She was afraid of what people would think about her. But when she started to create her style story, and she stepped out of that dark wardrobe and started adding color, started adding sparkle, became comfortable with that, she grew her confidence. And in doing that for herself, she recognized the importance of it being done to other people. So then she started reaching out as she became more comfortable, complimenting women who looked like they had tried, that they had done their due diligence. And that is just how powerful your style story can be when you start to create it. I just think this is such a powerful episode. So I know you struggled in the past to define how you want to share your awesome, but given your experience with this, what advice would you give to someone struggling to do the same, to define their style or to share their awesome?
I think starting to define my awesome comes back to you many years ago. I think it was actually 2018.
Gosh, girl.
I think it was 2018 when Andrea was listening to my 30-second commercial at the chamber. And I was so nervous, of course, because I was not necessarily wearing the darker colors, but I was still nervous because I had never stood up in front of people to do that. I worked with people behind, closed doors or whatever, but never stood up in a crowd of people I don't know. And she just said, hey, I can give you some free advice. Come on by my office. So I did. And her advice stuck with me. It said, stop selling your products and sell yourself. Your products are your tools. Use that. I think that just having that advice from Andrea, somebody reaching out to me, and then that taught me to ask for help. And I think we talked about that yesterday on the leadership thing we were at. Asking for help is hard, but I did ask for help from many people in the chamber, and then I branched out and asked for help from people in the community. And I think that it just
made all the difference.
It just made all the difference in the world.
It really did. So, okay, we've had all this heart to heart. Now let's get into your style inspiration. Who would you say is your biggest style inspiration?
Okay, I said honestly, I don't have one.
You don't?
I don't. I create my own style.
I love that.
I always have.
That is the best answer.
When I was a little girl, we didn't have a lot of money, right? And so we would go shopping on the clearance rack or whatever, and I'd pull staples and I'd put them together, and I still looked fine. Like I looked cute, right? So, and it was the 80s, so it was whatever. 80s was great. But I honestly, I have my own style. Now, I will admire other women and tell them, oh my gosh, I love how that looks today. Can you share where you got that? Because I love it. But honestly, I create my own.
I love that. That is another lesson, because when you do that, I think it's about being comfortable in your skin. And that's a lesson that she's grown into that, I would have to say, because she's just told us her story and how she had anxiety. But I too used to like look at other people and like, okay, well, I want to look like that. I want to get pieces like that. But sometimes your body doesn't work with that particular style. And then to me, that was a source of, I don't want to say depression, but it was like, it was a self-loathing type thing, or a self-esteem thing. When I saw a silhouette that I loved, but it just didn't look good on my body. So I had to come up with other ways to sort of get the look I wanted, but in a way that would work with my body. So it's okay for you to have your own style. You don't have to have a style crush or a style inspiration. You can take what you love and make it your own. A person that I watch on YouTube, her handle is Cappuccinos and Consignment, and she does a phenomenal job doing sustainable shopping with consignment shopping, but she looks impeccable every single time you see her. And she incorporates luxury pieces with like consignment Target items even, but she's got a style all of her own. And I think that's partly what makes her so popular. So that said, you may not have a style inspiration, but knowing what you know about yourself, knowing your journey, who do you want to be able to influence with your style?
I think all women. I just want all women to understand that it doesn't cost a fortune, first of all, to look fabulous. You just have to start with yourself. Like, get one piece and go from there. I think it's all about staples too. But I want to inspire all women, because I want them to learn that your style is your personality, right? And yeah, it might take you a while to come into that. And let's say I used to be in the corporate world. I did. So I wore the suits, the skirt suits and stuff. I'm not real big on pants. That's just that they don't, my body just, I figured out that they don't work for my body. But skirts and the jackets and everything, that's what I wore to corporate. And it's fine, because you still can look
put your personality into it.
Yes, you can. And I'm not saying anything about that, but I am out and about. So I'm going to be wearing my bling and my pearls and this and that. But I just want to inspire all women to understand that it takes time. Don't expect it in a day. Start with one piece and figure out what you love. Go to Sand Moon. I mean, it's a little overwhelming, but it's cheap.
I haven't been there
Go
in
to
years.
Sand Moon and just look at the jewelry. Just look at it. You don't have to buy anything. Just look and say, just figure out what you really like. Go to Target. Look at the clothes. You don't have to buy anything. Just look and see what's out there, because I am not going with the styles that are in trend right now. Okay. I shop at boutiques. I shop at Walmart, JCPenney's, Macy's, everywhere. Target. I'm everywhere. I just pick up pieces. And put them together.
But that's the beauty of having a style uniform also, is knowing what suits your body, what colors you like, the silhouette, the fit, all of those things. And then when you find them in the stores, you're not, I said this in the last episode, or one of the last episodes, where it's not, you're not going in saying, oh, that's my favorite color, and you buy it because it's your favorite color, without taking into consideration whether or not it fits your body because everything that's made in your size is not for your body. So I think what you're saying is just to the point, having a style uniform that speaks the message or the style story that you want it to speak. Then wherever you go, when you see that, it'll click and it'll make sense for you to purchase. I love that. And for all of you who don't know, Sand Moon is like an import store that's here in the Texas area, and it is full of things. I haven't been there in years, but you're making me want to go. I'm gonna have
Amazon.
to go.
Okay, Amazon too.
Amazon
I get
too.
clothes off of Amazon.
I love that. Okay, how would you encourage someone who is down, who may be feeling anxious, who might have a tad bit of depression or self-esteem challenges? How would you encourage them to utilize their clothing as their encouragement? Because we've had some really good examples here about how you've done it. But how would you, like, let's say they can't go shopping. They have to use what they have in their closet. How can they start walking into their closet and choosing things that make them feel better?
I think I would start by asking them if I could come over and just sit with them and let's talk about your favorite things in your closet. I would have them pull those things out first. And then I would have them try them on and kind of just consult them. I mean, and say, how does this make you feel? And then I would ask them each outfit, how does this make you feel? What can we do to, improve or increase, make you feel better in this outfit? Tell me about what that's the thing about me is I want to hear. I want to listen, not just hear, but I want to listen and know. I want to know them. I want to help them. I don't want to say, okay, that doesn't look good. I want to know how they feel in it because, I can give advice, but I want to know how they feel because I wouldn't have worn this today if I didn't feel good in it. Period.
Yeah.
Even though it's cute on a hanger, I wouldn't have.
I think I'm going to create a PDF for you guys to download after this video because I think these are great suggestions. I actually have a book. It's called Decoded, and I'll link the ebook down below. You can grab that as well. But it talks about some of these steps where really ask yourself, like, what in my closet are my favorite pieces? And I like your idea. Pull those out. Then next, once you pull them out, try them on. What about it is your favorite? Why is it your favorite? How does it make you feel? And then once you do that, okay, how can we enhance it? How can we optimize it? How can we duplicate it in our closet? These are things that you need to kind of think about before you go shopping anyway. So I will link my book Decoded below because I think it will go a long way in helping you to edit your closet, but then also find the pieces that you love that will encourage you and make you feel better. Because I have said this for years. When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good about how you look, you have confidence. That has been a motto of mine since I used to be a personal stylist and a wardrobe fashion stylist. And that was really one of the things that I wanted to hone in on is what makes you feel good. Yeah. And then let's try to duplicate that so that you always feel good.
Let's do.
All right. So now this is the last question.
Okay.
Cynthia Thompson, tell us, what is your style story? What does it say? When you walk in the room, before you say a word, what does your style say about you?
Come and talk to me.
I love it. That was perfect. That was a perfect ending.
Come and talk to me.
That was a perfect ending. You did a great, you didn't have to say anymore. That's great. Come and talk to me. 5 words. And she hooked us up. I love that. Thank you so much for being on the episode. I really appreciate you. She's
so honored.
I love her. Guys, listen, your style story is really important, not only to speak the message that you want people to know about you as it relates to your credibility, your ability to get a job done. It also helps to encourage you, build your self-esteem, help you with your confidence to actually go out and do the work that you are just purposed to do. So I hope that this episode is helpful to encourage you to go out and find what you love, how you love to look, so that you can share it with the world. Thanks so much for watching today's episode, and we'll see you for our next episode of Your Style Story coming soon. Make sure you are subscribed, click the link, and make sure that you have that notification bell on so that you know when the next episode comes. And we'll put Cynthia's stuff down below so that you can reach her as well, because she's a source of inspiration. Inspiration and information. She is a source of inspiration and information on all of her platforms. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Bye.